Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, I'm not a crook.
And Jeffrey Edward Epstein?
I did not.
You'll never be able to afford the American dream.
You could buy a house tomorrow if the price was right, if the interest rates were where they needed to be.
You're able to pay your bills. You're able to put food on the table, put a roof over your family's head.
Now topping 400 grand.
As you know, life wasn't all about possessions. It wasn't about, acquiring things. It wasn't about getting more money.
With enough grit and determination, I could achieve anything I set my mind to. Yet for many Americans, the American dream is not alive and well.
Forget the politicians. They're irrelevant. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything.
We fucked up.
As an American, you see and learn about the American dream very early on. And you're told if you just work hard and go to college that you'll be successful and you'll have enough money to do whatever you want and live happily enough. In the early 1930s, a man by the names James T. Adams coined the term the American dream during the Great Depression as an idea for Americans to keep pushing forward, to keep putting in that hard work during a rough time. The idea that all you really have to do is work hard enough, go to college, and you can then provide for your family and put a roof over your head. But in modern day America, how possible really is that? American currency is not backed by gold, so it's pretty much just made of dreams. Salaries haven't gone up with inflation, and if you were a person in the 1960s, this is the income adjusted with inflation, the average person was making about $59,000 a year, and today you're making like $73,000 to $80,000 a year. That is not a big difference for how much that the market has changed and how much the economy has changed. So it's like, do we really have a chance? Like, do you really have a chance to just move out and have a normal life? In the 1960s, people were moving out at 21 years old. 21, 22, and if you were moving out later than that, you were looked at as a bum and type stuff. But in 2020 and 2020, the average person was moving out at 28 years old. And now in 2025, it's become even higher at 30 plus years old. People aren't moving out of their parents' houses until 30 plus. What the fuck is going on? It seems as if these companies are making the most money they've ever made before. A lot of them are bringing in record-breaking profits every single year. Yet people's salaries stay the same and workers get treated poorly and things just stay the same as rich people get richer and the middle class grows smaller and we all become just poor.
They say that there's jobs out there, but they're not paying you well. They're not paying you well that you have to go and get a second job.
Desperate people do desperate things. When you have mass food insecurity, you see coordinated group action. Retail security calls this flash robbery behavior. Crowds are overwhelming security systems because the alternative is starvation.
Uncooked beef steaks. I love steaks, but it's up 12.4% year over year. Chewing gum, 8%. I don't want to admit it, but I love McDonald's and I get the McBiscuit, hash browns, and a coffee almost every morning. And it was around $5.41, and now just a couple days ago or last week, it jumped up to $6.20.
They pick up part-time jobs, working 70 hours a week, often 7 days a week.
Have a good day, huh?
Like, the whole point in having a job is to make a living and to afford living. Even the person that's flipping the McDonald's burgers should be making enough to survive. Not saying they should be living in a mansion or just balling out on a Lamborghini, but they should be making enough to sustain survival, because that is the whole point of a job, to provide for yourself. You're providing for yourself. I'm lucky enough to have a job where I could provide for myself and extra, but I've been in positions, and there's people in positions that are working jobs but also have to work a side gig. It's a very gig-like economy that we're living in. Capitalism isn't a very friendly thing to the average worker.
This car is her home.
This is every day.
Yes, new homeowners are better off building a home rather than buying one.
Did you eat today?
No.
No?
No, I had to drive all day today.
It's the central key. You say, how can we bring healthcare down? How can we bring food down? How can we bring education down? Get government out, because all it's done is create crony capitalism where you cannot afford to live.